we will now see everything that is specific about importing Cognos reports into PowerPoint. We will first start with this report. I will double click on it and I will leave this option ignore paging selected, and also we should notice that current slide is slide number 2, and then I will just click on finish, and here we can see our list and our cross tab. Now if we go here to Cognos, we can notice that we have 2 pages. On the page 1 we have a list, and then on page 2 we have a cross tab, but now both of them are placed inside of the same slide. I will now delete this import, and then I will again import this report. This time I will choose create new slides for report pages. So for each page a new slide will be created, and they will be created after slide 2. I will click on finish, so we will get another slide with a list and another slide with a cross tab. So we have 2 new slides. I will again delete this import. I will delete these new slides, and then again I will import my report. This time we will disable importing of a cross tab. We will only import a list, and also we will go here, we will choose create new slides for report pages, but we will also check this option respect soft page breaks. So when I click on finish, we will get 2 new slides. On the first slide we will have 20 rows from this list, and on the other slide we will have the rest of rows. So why is that? If we go here to Cognos, we can see on the page 1 that first we can see 20 rows, and then when we click on page down we will see the rest of rows. So in the same way rows are broken inside of Cognos, they will be broken inside of this PowerPoint file. I will now delete this import. I will delete these new slides, and then again I will import my report. This time I will use output version. We can select any output version. I will select this one. I will click on finish, and our output version will be imported. This time we will take a look at the fact that this object, this Cognos object, they're imported as tables in PowerPoint. So both list and cross tab are tables, and again I will delete this import. We will now import one other report. So we will go again to this first tab, and we will click on PowerPoint cross tab. Now we only have a cross tab, so we will take a look at the settings for the cross tab. Now the same settings are for the list, so there is no need to look at both at cross tab and list. First we will look at location. This is location where our cross tab will be ported. We can select any of existing slides, or we can create a new slide. It's also possible to click here. So if I click here, a new slide will appear. I can click again, and now we have 4 slides. And even more, I can select here new slide. So after I click on finish, our cross tab will be imported into 5th slide, so it will appear here. And then I will again delete my import. I will delete these new slides, and again we will import our report. So I will double click here, and here we have option that is called import as a chart object. If we select this and if I click on finish, our cross tab will become a real chart. So we will get a chart. We can right click on it, we can go to chart object and then on edit, and we can see that this is a real chart. This is the data that is behind our chart, so we can edit anything here. So I will close this by clicking on X, and then again on X, and then I will click on cancel. So we are back. Again we will delete this import, and then again we will import our cross tab report. Now here we have an option that is called import images in line. This is the option that we will skip for now, and we have these 2 last options. Here we can limit number of rows that will be imported. We go back here to Cognos, and if we jump here to our cross tab report, we can see that our cross tab has 5 rows and 13 columns, and we will import only 3 rows and 7 columns. So we can limit our cross tab. We will get 3 rows and 7 columns. So when I click on finish, we will only get part of our cross tab. I will again delete this import. We will now import one report that has images. I will go to this first tab. I will double click on this report, and we can see that this report only has one list. If we now go to Cognos, and if we jump to that report, to PowerPoint image, we will see that inside of this list we have images. So I will go back to PowerPoint, and I will just click on finish. And now our list will be imported, but we can see that the list is a table. So inside of PowerPoint, this is a table, but images are not inside of this list. They are just pictures that are floating around. And I want my images to be inside of each cell, so I will delete this import. And instead of that, I will again import this report, but inside of this list window, I will select import images inline. So when I click on finish, now my images will be inside of these cells, so we cannot just move them around. It is possible when I click on this image to go to table design, and then to shading, and then to picture, and then we can select some other picture. For example, I will click on online pictures, and I will select, for example, some airplane, this one. I will click on insert, and this is how we can place an image inside of a table in PowerPoint. But because images are just data from Cognos, if we refresh our data, then this new image will be removed, and instead of that we will have our default image. I will now delete this import. Next report will show us how to import visualizations. I will double click on this report here, and we can see that we can import 2 visualizations. But if we go to Cognos, and if we go to that report, we will see that here we have 3 visualizations, but visualizations 11.1 are not available inside of PowerPoint import. So we can only import visualizations 11.0 and charts. So I will go back, I will accept this. For the settings, we don't have anything. We just can select slide on which we will import our visualizations. So I will just then click finish, and our visualizations will be imported, and they will be imported as images. We can see here above that we have this tab picture format. That means that these charts are just images. I will again delete this import. At the end, I will show you how Cognos keeps track of its objects inside of PowerPoint file. I will go to this first tab, and I will import this report that has one cross tab. And then after my cross tab appear, I will make a copy of it. So I will have a duplicate. I will just do a copy and then a paste. Now we have 2 cross tabs. And then I will go to Cognos. I will go to that report, and I will place a filter on the year 2015. I will save this change. I will go again to PowerPoint, and I will refresh my data. I will click on yes, and now both of these cross tabs will be refreshed. Now this is something that wouldn't be possible inside of Excel, because inside of Excel we have a named range for each object. So by copying values, we wouldn't copy a range. And then we should go to Home tab. We should go to Select, and then Selection pane. And here we can see the names of our cross tabs. So these are the names of these objects inside of PowerPoint. So those are table 18 and table 19. And for each of these tables, PowerPoint has some tags. And the only way to read those tags is by using Visual Basic. Here I have one procedure. This procedure will go through all of the slides and all of the shapes, and for all of the shapes that have some tags, it will give us a name of a shape and its ID, and it will also give us the name of a tag and its value. So I will run this procedure, and here we can see that we have our tables 18 and 19. We have a tag with a name that obviously belongs to Cognos, and we also have these values. Now these values are familiar. If we go back to PowerPoint, if we go to this second tab, here we can see that those names are actually the names of an element of Cognos report. So that is how Cognos keeps track of its objects through these tags. At the end, I will go again to Cognos, but I will actually go to this web page. And here we can see that IBM says that we shouldn't delete objects manually in PowerPoint. We should always use remove data or clear all data or something like that. So it is the same as in Excel, but it is allowed to copy and paste objects because those objects are tracked through these tags and not through named range, just like in Excel.